US2 held a public meeting on Wednesday, October 18 to discuss 3 possible locations for a park as part of the Union Square development. While the original plan envisioned D4.3 as the location, which is near the intersection of Prospect Street and Webster Avenue, residents weigh in on 2 other locations in D1 and D7 in the hope that the park will get better access to sunlight.
It's still up in the air. I think that what we showed tonight was that there was a potential for 2 parks, but of different sizes. One large neighborhood park, which is required, and then one potentially smaller pocket park on another site. But it just all depends on where the final location of the larger park lands.
This is actually the most important part of developing the area, is where the park's going to go. And getting this right and getting as much space as possible to build our green space and our open space to be as robust and vibrant and serving as many people as possible is what we want to do.
The presentation included comparisons from the 3 areas with pictures of the view, the shadow of sunlight during each season in 3 different times of day, as well as the pros and cons of each site. D1.2, located on Merriam Street and Somerville Avenue, can be used as a site for the neighborhood park, while the one near the location in D7.2 can be transformed into a pocket park.
I'm glad that they came to listen and actually present in depth multiple options. I think it's important to give people the information and then listen to this long, messy conversation that's going to happen, balancing the interests, both socioeconomic and just from a neighborhood construction standpoint. I think there were a lot of great ideas brought forward tonight in terms of how we can have more green space and not making it just an either-or option.
So glad so many people are getting engaged in this issue, but it's unfortunate that we didn't have 2 real options to discuss. The developers only presented one option for the community to evaluate, and in order to really make a decision, we can't just see one option that's preferred by the developer and then left to imagine the other. We need to see both side by side to really evaluate which is best for Union Square.
I hope that we've been thoughtful in terms of the way we've gone about this. We've been responsive to the community, and that we looked at a number of locations, and we went through an analysis. And part of the decision making is not, it's not solely about the park. And I know the park is very important, but we're looking at all the other aspects.
Some of the residents were unhappy because they felt that US2 developers didn't take as much public input as possible with the lack of community meetings. A petition started by Green and Open Somerville and Union Square neighbors to allow public discourse of where the park should be located has garnered over 140 signatures.
According to US2, there are 30,000 people in this area that would be directly impacted by these parks, and I don't think there's enough community input at this point. I think this is the start, a good start, and we need to have many more of these meetings and get many more people involved. Such little green space in Somerville, and 27,000 square feet or 30,000 square feet if it's the D7 option is wonderful. It's not that large, but it's all we're going to get right now.
A central location that's going to be in the part of Union Square that is still going to have access to look at the sky, because in that area the development is going to be set at about 5 buildings versus the area where the park is now, which is next to a 10-story building.
Property Manor, an apartment with elderly tenants, is just one example why some thinks that the D7 location is better than D4.
Elderly people have difficult mobility. They're not going to get to that other park in D1. They might really enjoy the park right outside their house or their building, which is surrounded today by parking lots.
And I hope that they'll take these ideas and incorporate them and come back and have another meeting like this instead of simply trying to push forward and getting their coordinated development permit approved. I think in order to be a really strong, good faith partner in the neighborhood, we have to spend more time listening.
While the location of the park is still undecided, the meeting also gave attendants a chance to talk about things such as the design of the park itself and where Ricky's Flower Market will relocate to after the development. The next meeting has not been set up yet, however, US2 provided a link to a survey residents can fill out. To keep up with the news of the development, simply go to the Updates tab in the US2 website. For Somerville Neighborhood News, this is Sheena Superman.